You'll never know who you'll pick up driving for QwikRidez. Part 3 and conclusion. I think this is going to be my last update. I wanted to fill you all in on some final developments. First, one of you provided some important additional details about the fate of Lydia's previous drivers, namely one consistent thing about all their untimely deaths. Another one of you emailed me with a question I had not thought deeply enough about until now. One of you pointed out the old cop, the captain, his role in all of this. He's always been there. He's always been part of it. I assumed it was because a long time ago he was the first on the scene. Maybe he was even part of tracking down or failing to track down the cloaked shooter. But that was my mistake. I didn't look into this enough. Another one of you did some important homework for me. I've been so caught up in my thing, this whole curse thing, that I had my head up my ass about what really went down here and how this thing really stayed alive this long. See, this city isn't exactly known for its tolerant history towards people of color. The couple, according to the newspaper article that was sent to me, was targeted allegedly because they were a mixed-race couple. The shooter was never found, but it was suspected that he was a Klansman. One night last week, the captain came around to watch it all go down again, and I confronted him. It was difficult to confront him, knowing he's a cop, knowing what one of you sent me. Well, it went something like this. As we watched them dance in the gazebo, we stood, leaning on our respective vehicles. I had about a half dozen false starts before finally I asked, "How did you get caught up in this curse?" And the captain would go a long sigh. "Same way you did. Just lucky, I guess. Wrong place, wrong time." I was really close to the scene of the crime, and I think my role as the first responder has me wrapped up in this. Trust me, you're going to be doing this until one of us dies, probably. There's no way out. About that, I said, I did some checking, and it turns out that, yeah, she had several other drivers over the decades and they all turned up dead. You know, it might surprise you that even in a fairly small city like this, we have murders that go unsolved. Everyone thinks it's so easy being a cop. Trust me, blue lives matter. You know, I never said they were murdered. I made my move, but I wasn't sure who was trapping who. I know. I'm telling you they were murdered. All of them. A high-caliber revolver to the head. I was involved in each of their cases. You were the first on the scene, and you spend all this time tracking down the shooter, right? But the boyfriend still comes after you. When no one is driving, he comes after you. Do you have any idea why? Like, you're trying to help, right? Find the shooter, that's your job, after all, right? So what does he have against you? You know, I've been on this case since minute one afterwards. The couple isn't as innocent as they appear to be, you know. The dude, Charles, you know, he accepted a challenge to duel a Klansman. He was no angel. We found a handgun on him that night. In fact, you know, all the cabbies and your predecessor driver had guns on them. Really? Really? Do you want to see what kind? The officer reached into his cruiser and produced a small revolver, like a .38 snubnose, and dropped it in the dirt between us. I held my breath, and the cricket song rang in my ear as my eyes darted between the captain and the revolver. Pick it up. I dare you. The captain removed his large, high-caliber silver revolver from his holster. You know, call me old-fashioned, but being captain still has some perks. If you have a non-regulation duty weapon, for instance, no one is really going to say something to you. Come on, man, pick up that gun. Check it out. Let's get this over with. Now. I was back in my bed. I saw Lydia's face crumble down again. 2 quick shots rang out from the gazebo, even though I've heard them a dozen times now. I still jumped a bit. Now the captain had put his revolver in my face. Look, man, if you're not going to drive her, she'll need to find another driver. You killed them. I swallowed hard and choked up a bit at the end. Sure did. I killed them all. I don't understand the rules of ghosts or curses or anything, but I'm sure as hell not gonna literally be haunted by some stupid thing I did as a kid. I'm a well-respected member of society, and you're a QwikRidez driver. There's an order of things, and I keep it. I enforce it. I enforce it every night. I enforced it that night. I tell you how it is. The app tells you where to be and when. That's how it is. I don't care about you. I don't care about your girl, Rhonda. I don't care about your future kid. I don't care about your money situation. I care that things stay as they are for me. That way I see it. You have 2 options. Option 1, you drive from point A to here, wherever point A is to here on any night she wants to go from point A to here. Option 2, you pick up that pistol and you try to break the order. Take a chance. Come on, I dare you. No? Oh, too bad. Because I'm retiring soon, and frankly, it's going to be a lot easier to brush this away while I'm still captain. But don't worry about me. Worry about you. And what if I tell somebody? Who are you going to tell? You make trouble for me. You think your life is tough now? I'll just arrest you. She makes special visits in the jail cell, or so I'm told. You will go to sleep each night, locked up praying to God for this life back. I promise you that. He quickly wore me down, and I was done. There was nothing I could do. I felt my heart sink into the pit of my stomach. The captain picked up the small gun and tossed it through the open window of my truck. Anytime you want to take me up on that duel offer, just let me know. If I see you or that piece of shit truck come around my place, the captain emphatically pointed at the blood-splattered couple slumped up against the side of the gazebo, which now started to phantasmically fade away from view. I'll know you accept. Are we clear? Like I said, that was a week ago. I haven't seen the captain since that night. I suppose he doesn't have to show up unless he wants to relive his handiwork. As of late, there seems to be a tectonic shift in how the country is dealing with allegations of police abuse. I'm pinning my hopes of release of this curse on somehow getting the captain in the crosshairs of this movement, but evidence not just of his crime or his affiliation with the clan is lacking. Even if it went anywhere, I believe that the most likely outcome would be a forced early retirement, rather than any prosecution. Of course, the other way could be the captain dies, and despite him being in his early 70s now, it seems that that's unlikely to happen soon enough. I don't know what to do about the gun. There are long nights now. I consider trying to duel the captain. That's just another heads I win, tails you lose trap. If somehow I did manage to kill him and break the curse, this city would never stop investigating the death of a high-profile, old-guard, high-ranking police official. I know I'd never have a chance. It would never actually be a fair duel anyway. Just look at what happened to Charles. I'm burning through every penny, and then some, that I make with QwikRidez. Burning through the money on gas and car repairs to keep Lydia on course for her final destination. I'm out every night now, just making sure I don't miss her. Rhonda is expecting sometime next month. Things must have been different between us since that night of terror. She occasionally accuses me of using drugs as the reason I peed myself and was terrified beyond capacity for thought that night. Me being out that every night now is definitely helping her theory. Since that's her leading theory, I haven't even considered telling her, showing her what I'm up against. I can't tell if I'm going nuts or Lydia just likes me, but sometimes during my commute, during my 9 to 5, I look in the rear view and I'll see her, or I'll smell a faint smell of cigarettes. Once on Friday, I didn't leave to go to drive, and by chance, I was looking out the window and I saw her bright blue eyes glow pierce the tint of the back seat window, staring at me. If you ever think working the gig economy is easy or good, remember this story. You'll never know what you'll end up involved in. I guess this is most of us now. As a month ago, I understood it's complete BS that so many of us can't make it on a single 9 to 5 job anymore. And that something like this sounds good, but you'll never know what you'll get trapped into trying to squeeze out a few extra bucks. In time, maybe we'll all be QwikRidez drivers, and if that's the case, be careful about who or what you pick up.